Good day, I'm Marshawn Chrysler, and this is WAJ News. Mayor Yarber held a public forum on the budget recently. The administration provided facts about the City of Jackson's budget situation. Mayor Yarber, Director of Administration Trivia Jones, and others were available to answer questions about the proposed budget. The public forum was part of Mayor Yarber's commitment to transparency in city government.
Well, we made a presentation of a budget, and in that budget, it included several different strategies in order to meet a goal. And the goal was to have a balanced budget that kept the city out of trouble. As a part of that balanced budget, there was a recommendation in there to the council for a tax increase. As a part of that balanced budget, there was a recommendation for a furlough. As a part of that balanced budget, there was a recommendation that we restructured the debt. As a part of that balanced budget, there was a recommendation to raise certain fees that have not been raised in some cases 10, 15 years. There was a recommendation in certain cases where we would freeze positions and that those positions would not be filled based upon the recommendations that came from departments on what they could or could not do. As a part of those recommendations, some of those strategies also included whether or not we would continue certain services and certain services that we would do without. We made that presentation to the city council, and I want to applaud the city council for helping to make this process probably one of the better processes that we have seen as it relates to ensuring that every possible thing that could be done to make sure that this budget and this budget process is a clean one and that it represents a budget that we all can know that as we go forward, we have the best possible opportunity of ensuring that the fiscal health of the city is intact. With that being said, we made the presentation. The council then looked at the presentation on, I believe, a few weeks ago. The council then made some recommendations to the budget. They did so, and when they did make their recommendation included both short-term and long-term recommendations. The initial recommendation included additional cuts in several areas. One of the areas included police, fire, the zoo. It included constituent services. It included, again, almost every department that they could go through. It also included use of a reserve that we put up to pay what could be a bill that the city may face in the next couple of months. So what we were doing was trying to put that money aside just in case we are held liable for a bill that we have through the Jackson Redevelopment Authority. So the council recommended that we use a large part of those funds to help to balance the budget. And so what we did was took in all of those recommendations. We took those recommendations, looked at what would be the best possible way to ensure that we didn't have to do a bunch of layoffs, to ensure that we did not risk the quality of services, to ensure that we did not risk the police department having to sacrifice their 15% reduction in crime and major crimes, that the fire department didn't have to risk losing their fire rating by not being able to have the appropriate amount and rank of folks on trucks that it takes in order for us to keep and maintain the highest fire rating in the state so that your insurance isn't as high in that regard. Well, through that work, through the collaboration with the council, we're really excited to say that when we present the second draft of our budget, that it will not include a tax increase.
Join the mayor and city council at City Hall September 3rd at 6 p.m. for the public hearing on the proposed 2015-2016 budget. Join them again Thursday, September 10th at 10 a.m. for the adoption of the 2015-16 budget. Tune in to PEG Comcast Channel 18 to catch up on all the budget hearings or log on to the city's website at jacksonmiss.gov. National Night Out is a consortium of neighborhood block parties organized in conjunction with law enforcement agencies nationwide to celebrate community and inform the public about various police and community programs. Nationally, the event is held the first Tuesday in August. However, the city will mark the event in October during Crime Prevention Month. Neighborhoods interested in registering with the city for the event should send an email to Beatrice Slaughter, Constituent Services Director, at bslaughter@jacksonmiss.gov, or Ashley Drummer, Constituent Services Representative, at adrummer@jacksonmiss.gov. Broadway is coming back to Jackson. After a short hiatus, the City of Jackson and Thyra Hall are proud to announce 2 all-new blockbuster series, Broadway in Jackson and Jackson Live, which will bring some of the hottest titles to Thyra Hall stage, direct from New York. The new season begins September 18th when The Price is Right Live comes to town. That's right, The Price is Right. The daytime game show that you know and love will be right here in the capital city. It's an interactive stage show that gives contestants pulled right from the audience the chance to win appliances, vacations, and even new cars by playing classic games from the show. From Plinko to cliffhangers to the big wheel, it's just like the TV show. Tickets are on sale right now at the Coliseum box office. Contact them at 601-353-0603. Or if you're interested in season tickets or tickets for any of the upcoming shows, call 1-888-502-2929. We'll be right back with WAJ News.
Residents of the City of Jackson can report concerns to the Constituent Services Action Line by dialing 311. Those who dial 311 will speak with a representative who will complete the report and issue a tracking number that allows residents to monitor the progress of the report. When using your mobile device and dialing 311 does not work, the alternative is to dial 601-960-1111. And as always, you can visit the city's website by logging on to www.jacksonms.gov to make a report and track the progress of the report.
Welcome back to WAJ News. The City of Jackson is going live with a new water billing system. The new water billing system upgrade is part of the Jackson Water Infrastructure Improvement Project.
Water is probably the most precious commodity that we have. It's one of the most precious resources. In the City of Jackson, we've got 40% water loss. We do know through some studies that loss has to do with the meter system that we have. It's not only antiquated, but it's also not providing us the best data. The project that's underway is something that we've actually been working toward. It includes everything from how we improve our water system under the ground and how we're reading our water system with smart metering.
You can look at it kind of as a Kickstarter project. It gives some basics that the city really needed, such as the water and sewer line repairs. And then it introduces new technologies like the metering and the billing systems.
Individuals that live here in the City of Jackson need to know that what they're being billed for and what they're paying for is accurate.
It will help us improve our service delivery to customers, make things more transparent. And we'll also be moving to monthly billing, so that will allow customers to budget better.
We're going to pay for what we use, and it's going to be done electronically, and it's going to be done correctly. And that's all part of building a better Jackson.
This is a $90 million commitment. That $90 million is a subset of the $1.5 billion that we'll have to spend over the next 20 years in infrastructure improvement.
Anything that we can do to improve infrastructure overall is improving the quality of life for the citizens that live here.
So in the City of Jackson, we're going to see economic growth. We should also see environmental impact, social impact, folks having the opportunity to have new and better jobs.
We are not kicking the problem down the road any longer. We are actually addressing, for real, this issue.
We want people to come here and grow their businesses here, raise their children here.
For more information on the Jackson Water Infrastructure Improvement Project, visit the city's website at jacksonmiss.gov. The Whistler Intelligence Scale for Children is an individually administered intelligence test for children. The Whistler Intelligence Scale is designed to measure human intelligence as reflected in both verbal and nonverbal performance abilities. Facilitator and administrator for the children in the Jackson area is Ms. Jermaine Graham. She's joining us today. Welcome, Jermaine.
Thank you so much.
We are so glad to have you in the studio today, and certainly eager to hear about your wonderful program and So what we're going to do, as we normally do in this segment, we'll allow our guests to come as they will, and certainly express to the viewers exactly what your program does, and give us a little historical account about it, a little background overview of your program.
Okay. Well, first, thank you for having me again. I work as an independent field examiner with Pearson Incorporated, and our focus is just to really give every region of the United States an opportunity to participate in testing before our tests are published. And I work in the southern region. I'm here today just to get the information out so that everyone from any demographic area, any race, socioeconomic background, gender, age can participate. The current project, like you said, we'll call it the WISC-5 for short, is open to children, but we do have other assessments that are open to adults as well to participate.
Excellent. Now, so again, tell us what the age range you usually operate in terms of your population.
Well, projects vary. We test all throughout the year because we're continuously revising assessments to meet the needs of technology as well as the growing demographics in the United States. So the current project, the WISC-5, is open to ages 6 to 16. There's also another project, the Beta-4, is open from 16 all the way up to age 90. We have behavioral scales that are open from birth, essentially 0 to age 90. So there are always projects going on all throughout the year, and participation is needed in the southern region.
Great, great, great. And you were saying, if I heard you correctly, that you do both adolescents and adults.
Yes, that's
from
correct.
Every age.
And it depends on the needs, again, of the projects that we're working on. We test across speech and language, occupational therapy, physical therapy, cognitive needs, behavioral scales. And basically, these are clinical assessments that would be administered either in the education setting or in a hospital setting, a nursing home setting. That tells us basically how an individual is performing, whether it's normal, essentially, or whether it's something clinically going on with them.
Sure, and you may have said this already, so I apologize for having you repeat yourself, but where is your base, the base for your operation?
Well, I'm based in Jackson. I do travel. I don't have an office that I operate out of or anything like that. Testing is set up on an individual basis at a local library most of the time. We've gone to Jackson State and tested there, or any kind of local libraries here in the area. Or if I do travel, then we try to find a library that's in that area. The southern region encompasses Arkansas, Tennessee, Mississippi, Georgia. Not that I want to travel that far, but I could if interest is expressed there as well.
And so, did I hear you say you are working with local government and state government through this process?
Yes, I've reached out to a few people in the city of Jackson, and we are always looking for organizations to kind of partner with us and to become sites alongside the testing that we're doing. To ensure that we have a group of participants that we can pull from that facility at any time. We need participants that have hearing impairment, visual impairment, intellectual disabilities, gifted and talented, autistic children or adults, children that have been diagnosed with ADHD. We need everyone to participate to ensure that the testing is reliable and valid and unbiased.
Sure, and I just want to make sure we re-emphasize the point and reiterate to the audience that what you're doing now in terms of your testing is mainly, as I understand it, for research purposes. Is that right?
It is for research purposes. There are no scores or anything to be given because, again, these tests are in the revisional stage. So we're doing research to make sure that the revisions are adequate and that everyone has a chance to take a swing at these revisions before they are officially published and become a standardized assessment.
Okay, and again, the purpose of the study is to, what are we gauging in this?
I'm sorry?
In terms of the research, you're hoping the information that you certainly get back is what would it be used for, I guess what I'm saying?
Well, it's just to ensure that, like I said, we test across the different regions of the United States. It's just to ensure that there are children and adults that have had the opportunity to participate in this testing, to make sure that no race was discriminated against, no age was not included. You know, children that did not have any kind of disability may not have been included. It's just to ensure that we have numbers here that are represented in the state of Mississippi to say that yes, this assessment has been tested in this region.
Okay, and expanding on that, once that information and data is gathered, what will it assist those who are inquiring about it? What will it assist them in doing in terms of policy programs? Is that sort of what it's geared toward?
I don't know so much that it's geared towards that, but it does give us, we have a normative sample as well as a clinical sample. So it gives us just raw numbers to go based off of. If this percentage of the population answers the question like this, or does different things, we'll know what's kind of normal versus what is abnormal, and we can go from there.
Sure. Well, that is good information. I certainly think that your program and your one-person organization certainly is going to be good for the Jackson metropolitan area, and certainly the information that you will certainly gather in your research, I think it certainly will be beneficial to a lot of organizations within our communities. And so I cannot say enough, Ms. Germaine, how excited we have had to have you here on our show and in the studio. We certainly look to bring you back and hear all those great and wonderful things that you find out through your research. So thank you for being such a great person. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
We'll be right back with WAJ News.
What a day, what a day. Time to go. Let's make haste. Not a second to lose, not a moment to waste. A big cat, a great ape, and a sleepy giraffe. Don't stop now, time to go. Let's make smiles and share laughs. Time with mom, fun with dad. That's a cougar, it is. Snap a pic with the fam. What a day to be kids. Lots more stuff to explore. We'll soon be on our way. Let's get cool souvenirs to remember the day. Hit the carousel now. Let's go round and around. Hey, what's under the glass? Oh, and look what I found. Frozen drinks to cool off, and if that's not enough, a fun water slide and a cool splash pad and stuff. Look at that, here we go. We can ride on a train. I don't know about you, I've got zoo on the brain. What a day, what a day. Lots to see, lots to do. Just one question to ask. How do you zoo?
Welcome back to WAJ News. A public auction will be held for more than $14.6 million in tax forfeited property. In an effort to reduce the number of tax forfeited properties in the state, Secretary of State Delbert Hosemann is auctioning 360 parcels located in the city of Jackson and surrounding Hinds County.
Today's a good day. When we were hired as Secretary of State for Mississippi, we had about 6,000 to 7,000 tax forfeited properties. In 2008, we had a rather dramatic drop in land prices and in the ability to sell different parcels of property. That dramatic drop and that epidemic on housing and on lands spread throughout the state of Mississippi, including Hinds County and the city of Jackson itself. In an effort to combat the thousands of parcels that were donated to the state of Mississippi, really forfeited by citizens after 3 years to the state of Mississippi, we began trying and attempting to sell these through realtors, through very aggressive programs to sell these particular parcels. To put that into perspective, there are 3,800 of those parcels located in Hinds County, most of which are in the city of Jackson. There are about 13,000 across Mississippi. So our goal is to get these properties back on the tax rolls. We want these to be tax-paying properties that help all of our cities and our counties function better than laying vacant there, which is a opportunity for dilapidation of the community, a sense of worth in the community, crime in the community, all the things that we don't want to have in our housing and in our land sites.
The available properties are now open for public bidding. Sealed bids must be received in the Secretary of State's office by 5 p.m. on September 17th. Sealed bids will be opened and announced publicly at 10 a.m. on September 18th in the Public Lands Division at 125 South Congress Street in Jackson. You can view the properties on the Secretary of State's website, which is listed. Call the Secretary of State's office at 601-359-1350 for more information. Mayor Tony Yarber delivered the keynote address at the City of Jackson AmeriCorps Program's graduation ceremony. The graduates served over 1,700 community service hours in the City of Jackson by working with seniors and youth at food pantries, local schools, clinics, and other nonprofit agencies. Linda Caldwell, program coordinator, says most of the AmeriCorps members accepted into this year's program have overcome personal obstacles such as homelessness, felony convictions, and limited job skills. But they had the determination to improve their lives, and now many of them have been offered full-time jobs at agencies or have enrolled in college. The program participants received certifications for community health, healthcare enrollment, and counseling. The participants also received $5,600 in educational awards. Well, we'll be right back with WAJ News. Welcome back to WAJ News. Let's turn our attention to Dr. Timothy Quinn with Healthy Jackson.
Our first screening went just absolutely wonderful. We had a lot of children to be screened. We actually had over 100 children to be screened. 260 people showed up that day to participate. I mean, it was just a really fun event. Mayor Yarber, he was actually an educator prior to becoming a public servant. And in a meeting, we discussed the fact that there are a lot of children in school that have different problems. They have different medical problems, different things that they're dealing with. But what we decided to do is focus in on, two problems that are very common. Me being a family physician, I get a lot of children that come to my clinic and they get football physicals, and it's determined that they might not be able to read the chart to pass the eye exam. And we refer these children to optometrists, and they get glasses and their grades can miraculously improve. So what we did was we decided to focus on vision and dental, because also children that have dental problems, if they have dental problems, they can have pain and discomfort, and that can also interfere with their schoolwork. So we went out into the community and we found 4 dentists to volunteer their time, their supplies, and they came in and did the screenings on this first community health screening. We also had 3 optometrists that did vision checks. They brought their equipment. And, a lot of children were determined to have vision and dental problems and were scheduled to follow up the following week to receive the, the necessary treatments, if further testing showed that they needed it. Mayor Yarber, he is really an advocate for the children, as I said earlier, and he wants these children to have a fair chance in school. And, we feel that by having this event, we've identified children that had problems, and now, once they receive the treatment they need, they can do better in school. Now, one thing we did was we made it a fun theme. We wanted to make it so that going to the dentist or going to the eye doctor or the doctor is not just a dreadful experience, which is the perception of most children. So what we did was we had a lot of characters to come out, cartoon characters that were dressed in the different type of clothing. We also had games, and one of the main games we had was the dance straight face contest, where we had a live DJ and we played music, and the children and myself would do the dance, the nay-nay and the stanky leg and all these crazy dances, and the music would stop abruptly when I blow the whistle. So when the music stopped, if any kid was caught smiling, they had to go get the exams. But at the end of the day, all the children got the exams. But it was just a fun experience. We just had such a great time. We also raffled off 2 backpacks full of school supplies, which was really good because, you know, it was just a good day. We had food, McDonald's donated free apples and apple juice. We told them we wanted something healthy from McDonald's. And it was just a really good day, and it was a very feel-good day. It was a good community day. The mayor came out, and he took pictures with a lot of the kids, and it was the type of event that we really wanted. So I say it was a great success, and we're looking forward to the next one, which will be in December.
Thanks, Dr. Quinn. Citizens are encouraged to enroll in JPD Citizens Police Academy. The Jackson Police Department's next Citizens Police Academy is scheduled for October 5th through the 12th. The mission of the Citizen Police Academy is to educate and inform the community, to provide a forum for police and community interaction, to identify community problems, needs, and concerns, and to foster a better relationship with the community and the department in working toward creating a safer community. The Academy will be from 6 p.m. until 8 p.m. Monday through Friday, and Saturday from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. For more information and registration, contact JPD's Office of Community Relations at 960-1389 or email Renee Walker at rwalker@jacksonmiss.gov. The city is urging Jackson citizens to sign up for the Emergency Alert System Code Red. It's easy to do. Just visit the city website at jacksonmiss.gov and click on Code Red. The system informs you about emergencies and provides other alerts, including boil water notices and evacuation notices. Jackson residents now have a tool that they can use to fight crime in their own communities. The city has a new service called Tip 411. Tip 411 allows residents to text and submit web tips to police anonymously. When a resident sends information to the police using Tip 411, the system removes all identifying information. Residents simply need to text their tip to 847-411 and begin their message with JPD. The City of Jackson Service Center provides a way for residents to submit a request for City Services 311 initiative. Its mission is to provide access to city services and city information with the highest possible levels of customer service. The 311 initiative strives to help city agencies provide efficient service delivery by allowing them to focus on their core missions, manage workloads efficiently, provide insight into the needs of residents, and measure how well services are being delivered. The Service Center is the single point of contact for requesting all non-emergency city services and is available to residents, city businesses, and visitors. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of WAJ We Are Jackson News. For everyone here, thank you for watching WAJ News. I'm Marshawn Chrysler. Great day, Jackson.